Hello, this is Michael. Welcome to For God Today. And today I would like to talk about helping the homeless this winter. Last winter I came across a woman shivering cold in the rain. She was trying to survive in a bus shelter, and it was winter out and she had nothing. And I felt bad for her. And so this year I want to find a way to help the homeless stay warm and stay sheltered. And real simple and cheap that doesn't require a lot of money for anyone, and is sustainable in a city environment, because we're not allowed to have campfires, but we are allowed to have candles. So today I have what's called a cooking oil candle. You go down to the Walmart and you get yourself some cooking oil. Right, this is shortening, prepared for meat, fats, and vegetable oils. I recommend you get the one with the mix of meat, fats, and vegetable oils, because you can get just vegetable oils, but I feel the meat fats help burn better. Now, what you don't maybe understand is that this comes from the company Crystal, I think. They're a candle making company, and before they even got into shortening, they used to make candles back in the day. So this stuff burns, and it was actually from candle making. So it's really neat. All you got to do is go down and get yourself a big, huge pickle jar, which I did here. Eat the pickles, melt down the shortening, put it in the jar, get yourself a candle. Right, I've used a large taper candle that sits right up in there. Okay. Now I've also gone as far as to use paper roll cardboard inserts. So after you've used the paper towels down, you can use that cardboard as a wick. And so I've folded it up and put it in there as well. And it burns a little bit better. I mean, it's got a better flame, and it'll probably burn faster though. So this is a 72-day candle. It's also good for emergencies if you have a grid shutdown, to heat your house, to cook over. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show how to build a shelter real cheap using this candle. And what I've gotten is, went out of the dollar store, and you can buy these broomsticks, okay? And they're really cheap. They're like a couple bucks. But I'm going to put together what's called a kennel. And here I'm using a blanket. I'm going to try a blanket out just because I kind of like the idea of, when I was homeless, the tarps, you can get a tarp, and tarps probably just as good. But the problem I had with the tarps were, when it rained, it was loud and it kept you awake. Also, the condensation would get wet on the inside when you wake up, and it was always a mess to touch that. So I'm hoping this blanket will help breathe better and be a better shelter. So we'll see. Another thing you can do is a lot of resources for the homeless. They hand out these emergency shelter bags. And what I've got in here as well is they hand out that. They hand out hand pocket warmers. And I'm throwing in a lighter. So this is just an emergency shelter bag that they can crawl into, and hand these out. These are free. You can get these for free at, a lot of homeless resource places like churches, or, every city's got something. Here we got the O'Reilly Center for Hope, and they hand out stuff helping the homeless a lot. So anyway, I'm going to get on building a tripod system for you guys, and it's kind of like a small teepee, but you can lay down in it, and I've experimented with it, and I really like it. So on the next video, I'm going to build one and show you how it works. All right, thanks.